Ladies and gentlemen, we have big news of today. If you look over to my left, my right, sanity potion will no longer be depleted if you don't spend your sanity in time. You will now get your sanity automatically refilled to your account. There is a limit of 999, but if you don't use your sanity potions, you've got 10 sitting in your account. Good news! It'll never run out anymore. Guys, I'll tell you what's even bigger. From now on, if you are using your support units, no matter if it's a friend or a non-friend, and if you have that stubborn friend that puts a support unit but never builds them, you can now get that support unit up to max level, max masteries on all skills, and max module level 3. Insane! And also, you can now automatically collect your clues and place them automatically as well. QOLs are delicious this patch. And you know what's even better? 50 free pools and counting. So why are you not playing Arknights? Let's talk about this current patch. I hope my editor put some original primes and headhunting permits on my forehead. Makes for a good meme, but hey, welcome! It's the Silverash Altar and Pramanix Altar event. It's a very hype occasion for us in Arknights because it's good storyline, good game stages, and lots of free stuff as well. You heard that right, it's gonna be 50 plus free pools. I'll explain to you the breakdown of that. But also, if you're someone who hasn't tried Arknights, you have been enjoying Enfield, what better way to start now? Before Fungi Banner actually drops, you can try AK in the meantime. Who knows, maybe you'll come to like it. Or if you already enjoy playing AK yourself, then this video is to give you the latest news for you to catch up on. So, without further ado, let me first bring you through the event dates. So, this event called Retracing Our Steps will last for 3 weeks long, but the banner is 2 weeks long. It begins on 14 April. By the time you watch this video, the banner should have already been released, so come join me on the stream. I'm doing my viewer pools, I'm gonna play through the event, we're gonna celebrate this happy occasion together. Then, it will also have a brand new free 6-star for you to get, that is SG Altar. It's an okay 6-star, she's a Desel Binder, pretty decent for you to learn, but might not replace your usual members that you bring in your squad. Well, look at that! Yostar is hard at work. They're giving us a schedule of this event, albeit it's not about the future events, but still pretty decent graphic for you to see the list of things to enjoy and when you can collect all the free stuff. So let me list to you the free items. I'm gonna place myself down below of this wonderful graphic over here. This is a resource guide. So a lot of people have been talking about this top operator tag. When is it gonna be released? It's gonna happen during this celebration period. So from 14 April to 18 May, if you do your refresh tag at any point in time, you are definitely gonna see one top operator tag. You could pair it with other tags in order to try to guarantee a better 6-star or specific one that you want, or you can just keep it random and see which 6-star you get. Pretty good for new players, mid-game players. Late-game players are just doing it for collection's sake. So hopefully you get the operators that you want. Pretty nice. And then following up, there is going to be a login event. So you can log in for several days to get more pools. There is also a limited time furniture for you to be getting, which is pretty neat. As mentioned, SG is the free 6-star. You will get her potential tokens purchasable within the event store, along with other materials and also extra hit hunting permits as well. There's 3 within the store over there. Then, there is the usual stuff that people always hear about in AK. It has never changed. So, you get 10 hit hunting permits that you can only use for this banner at the very start of the event. Then, every single day when you log in, you get 1 free pool. So, grand total for 14 days of the banner duration, you will be getting 24 free pools from this kind of system. Now, this banner will have Silverash Altar. I will explain to you how the banner works in just a little bit, but on top of those materials and pools, there's also a free Estelle skin, which is pretty neat because Estelle hasn't gotten a skin for a very long time in this game. Finally, she gets that skin for herself. And then also there is the lucky wall. So basically choose your coupons. There's 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 800 coupons that you can be getting. I'm referring to the number of randoms. If you get 300 or 200, on the next day you'll get 3 chances of a ticket. So on usual times you only get 2. The higher of the 2 will be the amount of random that you get. And then interestingly, we do have 2 new operators for you to obtain in the purchase certificate. It doesn't remove the older ones. It's Hadia and Accord. The interesting one would be Hadia because she is a brand new branch which is called the Mercenary, where they can actually consume DP to get a stronger version of their skill. We don't have a 6-star mercenary in the game yet. It will be interesting to see who that will be and how strong that would look. Alright, so let's go through the banner details. This is a limited banner, meaning there is a chosen limiter operator which is given to Silverash the Reignfrost. So this is sort of your only chance to pull for him. If you want him to rerun in the future, he will come back once every 6 months starting from next year at the same time. So easiest to get him now, otherwise you will be scrapping your way through in the future. Pramanix the Prerita is not a limited unit, so in all of your future banner pools, there's a chance that she appears as an off banner. Now, with limited banners, there's a very special system. So at 300 rolls, you are guaranteed to get a copy of Silverash Outer, irregardless of whether you got him or not. So if you're really unlucky, you require 300 pulls, you will be able to get that first copy of him. If you're trying to chase for potentials, it's gonna be a good system for you to at least get an additional copy. Then, this does not affect your spark tokens. So spark tokens are basically one every pull that you do on this banner. You can use 300 spark tokens or 200 in order to obtain certain limited 6 stars that has appeared in the past. So the 6 stars are as follows that you see on my side. I don't know what side this is. Anyways, you've got W, Rosmontes, Skadi, Outer, and No Outer. These are at 200 hit hunting data contracts or the spark tokens. Then, for the other units over here, Spectre Outer, Texas Outer, Musis, Arturia, Wizardel, and Lapland Outer, you can buy them at 300 spark tokens. But also to take note, there is a slightly higher rate up for the 3 operators below. So, Virtuosa, Wizardel, and Lapland Outer, they have a slightly higher chance if you get an off banner, meaning if you don't obtain Silverash Outer or Pramanix Outer. So it's gonna be pretty good in terms of trying to get your collection. All the other operators are still possible to get, they're just at a lower chance equated to every other possible off banners that you can get. So if you're a newbie, I do sort of expect you to... How do I point? I do sort of expect you to possibly attain one of them surprisingly as you're trying to pull within this banner. I'd just like to make a quick commentary of the operators that are considered rated right now. You've got Lapland Outer, Wizardel, and Virtuosa, which people are saying are probably one of the strongest lineup for past limited units appearing on banner. But I'll tell you what's even crazier, because in the next banner, which we don't know who that's going to be yet, it's going to be the CN Anniversary characters. That one will phase out Virtuosa in the Rita, and it will add in Exu Outer. Imagine Exu Outer, Lapland Outer, Wizardel as Rita all in a off-banner limited. That's really crazy. So, look forward to that. Okay, let me take this time to explain to you how that 50 plus free pools come about. So for most players, it's going to be as such because you are expected to get 40 free pools from doing the event. So the lucky wall, the daily login, the 10 free pools, your maintenance pools, the event shop, that will attain you 40 pools. It's usual, it doesn't change, it's always the same in every event. Then, if you choose to convert the original prime that you get from completing the stages, starting from the first week, the EX stages on the second week, and the S stages on the third week, if you convert all of them, that's going to be about another 15 pools that you can sink into the banner. So that's why it's always about 50 plus free pools event to event. The only time that is more than 50 plus is if they give a monthly card, which I think that's going to happen in the 2 events from now when they do the big anniversary. So that's the way that it sort of goes. If you're a new player because you just came from Enfield, it's a bit of a different story because you have a lot of avenues to get pools. So from first clearing stages in AK, whether it's the main story, the side story, the intermezzi stuff, you get a lot of Orchard Primes that you can choose to not buy skins, but to sink it into pools. And then, if you haven't completed a lot of the Annihilation stages, a lot of them also give first time clear rewards of giving you another big pool of Orundums. So just trying to clear all the things that we as veterans, long time players have already done so, that's also going to clock you up even more pools along the way. So you will have a much easier time in terms of trying to pull for the on-banner limited units, or if you want to re-roll your account, try to see if you can get more 6 stars, because it is pretty easy to get 6 stars in AK, right? Lots of people praise that AK has a 2% chance drop rate of getting a 6 star. Choose to re-roll your account, so be it if you're someone who's coming in new. So let this be a very, very big good time, but I've got more to show you guys. So we mentioned about the skins, and yes, there will be new skins for you to buy. 4 skins this time, a little bit less pressure on your spending, although there's double 24 OP. So at 18 OP, you can get yourself Ho Hey Up, beautiful. But then the one that made me really jaw drop was the showcase of Vina Victoria. Goodness me, this is top tier, okay? One of the best skins I'll say within this game. I wonder why I'm saying that. And then following up, you have Silverlight Eternal. This is something that I think the community will really love a lot. This is 24 OP, the previous one was 21. Then the next one is also 24 OP, and that is for Lapland the Decadenza. Look at her, the casino skin. Some of you are going to vibe with this a lot, so be willing to spend your OP on this instance. But not just that, because there's a lot of skins rerunning, alright? If you get into the skin store, you've never really bought all that much skins before, you're going to be scrolling a heck ton because there are more than 200 skins rerunning at the same time. Don't feel the FOMO, don't feel like you exactly have to buy them now because they rerun so regularly. Every 3 months when we've got a big occasion, we always have this kind of big stack. So take your time to purchase the skins that you want, go window shopping, or finally sink a little bit of that OP to treat yourself in your account, okay? Okay, closing out, we have packs for you to buy, the usual stuff. I'm not going to detail them all that much. A lot of the packs that they sell nowadays are for you to catch up in your account progress, especially if you've just joined the game and you're here for 2 years type of thing. They have E2 tickets for you to speed up 5 stars into E2 territory, max level territory if you want to, 6 stars as well. They have LMD packs for you to buy so that you get better resource on there to build your units. But the big thing for this particular occasion, this happens once every 6 months, is the selector ticket. So I have a separate video to talk about the selector ticket and tell you which operators I think you should choose, but they are sold at 30 USD. So the one that you see on this screen right now is the Rhodes Island Hit Hunting Pack. It only features the newest units and all the way up to Monster. From Lee to Monster. You can choose any 6-star that you want, and it'll also give you 10 row Hit Hunting permit. It's the best pack to buy. It's usually like one of the only packs that people save up for in this game since it skips the gacha element. You can just get a unit that you bothered to skip in the past. Then, there is also another Hit Hunting pack. This is the Kernel version. So instead of the newer set of units, it features the older units from year 0 to year 3. So you've got Exia, Siege, Ifrit, all the way up till Gnosis. You can again pick any 6-star that you want. Not only it gives you 10 standard Hit Hunting permits, it also gives you 10 Kernel Hit Hunting permit, the blue ticket. So value-wise, this is technically more worth. You can pick a really strong older unit in order to supplement your account. Most of the time, also, people just buy both if they are trying to collect 2 missing units at once. And know that this doesn't occur again 3 months from now. There's a different kind of selector ticket, but that one is less worthy as what some people might feel. You'll have to wait till 6 months later for something even better. I can't wait for the one that will happen 6 months from now because I have a feeling that will add Tragodia. And that will become the straight up bestest things that you can buy in the selector permit. But no Tragodia for this particular season. Okay? Again, mastery tickets, more supplies. Depends on what your state of the account is. Even if you're a whaler, you might want it in order to add to your account. If you don't farm your chips, like a certain someone, you might end up buying that. So make sure you farm your chips. And then we are going to close off on the final bit of news. So there'll be new furniture for you to buy with your furniture parts. 2 new ones, Yerek Visitor Center and Yerek Trade Lounge. There will be IS modules for you to enjoy. And I heard that the Gnosis one in particular is really fun. And the whole Hayak one is alright for you to enjoy. Good for people who love IS. And then the last thing to note is that rope skin can now be bought with yellow certs and blue certs. Not a big news that you need to know. Although I kind of forgot that this skin exists. Alright, that's all the news that you need to know for this one. I'll see you guys on all of my live streams of Arknights where we get to enjoy Silverash Altars and Pramanix Altar kit and play lots of IS, Icebreaker games. I'm done simulating myself in Yerek, okay? I actually live in Southeast Asia. I need to strip down. See you guys. Good.